Hello, dear students. It's time for our new chapter in social science, which is chapter number 15 Government. We all have come across this word various times, but do we know the exact meaning? We just know that it's the body, but what kinds of governments are there? At which levels does it operate? We will study all this in this chapter. So let's start it. Our country, India, is the largest democracy in the world. Democracy, we have studied it. It means that we choose our leader, we elect it. So, India is the largest democracy in the world. Elders do the administration and management of the home. Similarly, the administration of a country is done by the government. In our home, we don't get to elect that who will run the family, like who will decide about the major concerns. All those decisions, all those methods to earn income and where to utilize that, all these things are done by elders in family. Similarly, for the country, this administration duty is done by government. We hear the word government in daily newspapers, television, or in conversation. News channels or newspapers are mostly about government, what bills are passed, what kind of schemes the government has launched, where the government lack, or all these things in newspapers, in television, or even in conversation. When two elders meet, they are discussing about government topics. Government is needed to run the administration of the nation and to take decisions. As in our home, we have elders who are needed to run the administration, who decide that how the country should be run and to take decisions for various things like relationship with the neighboring country or introducing new companies or investments, all these things. Various things are being done by government. Government works in the planned way for the development of the country. There is a planned way. It is already decided. We have various levels and various ministers, all these things. It's already decided that who will be doing what. And they all do this for the development of the country. Keeping constitution in mind for nation, reformation and implementation is done by the government. Constitution, Samvidhan. We studied that last year that the Constituent Assembly had created the Constitution of India, which we celebrate, which was implemented from 26th January. So, from that day, we celebrate the Republic Day. So, that Constitution, that keeping that Constitution in mind for nation reformation and implementation is done by the government. We do not follow the same things. We make changes, we reform it, and that is implemented by the government. The government of our country is elected through voting by people. You know that when a person is of 18 years, after that he has the right and duty to vote for the government and elect their representatives. Government does many things. It has various functions, decisions are to be taken, and all those things which are done by government are always included in the newspapers. In your textbook, you are given a cutting of newspaper with various headlines like વિધાનસભાના સત્રનો આજથી પ્રારંભ, સવર્ણ ગરીબો માટે 10% અનામત, ₹40 લાખ સુધીનું ટર્નઓવર ધરાવતા વેપારી જીએસટીથી મુક્ત. These are the various decisions taken by government. All these things we get to know from newspapers and magazines available in our surrounding. News that are related to us, we got all those things from newspapers or magazines. Democracy means of the people, by the people, for the people. Now, this is very easy definition of India, but if you understand it, of the people, democracy is of the people. I mean, it is made up of people. By the people. By the people, by whom? By us. We are the people who have made that democracy. So it is by the people and for the people. For whom have we made this democracy? It is for the people. For the people of the country. So it is of the people who are elected by the people who elected and for the people, the citizens of the nation. In democratic system of governance, government holds the foremost place. So there are various system of governance, various system to administer the country, but in democratic system, government, that body holds the foremost place, holds the most important place. Our country, our government. Our country is a country of diversity. We studied this in previous chapter that our country has a unique identity having diversity in religion, language, caste, rituals and various other things. So it is a country of diversity and ours is the largest democracy in the world with the maximum number of voters. We know India is highly populated country, but even in that population, it's not just that the population consists of children or so, but the number of voters is also maximum. Due to the vastness and diversity of the country, it is difficult to manage from one place. Now, we can understand this. Like India is vast and there are so many variations, there is diversity in it. So, it's not possible that everything will be managed from one place. We know the capital of India is Delhi, but it's not that Delhi takes care of all the small decisions as well. So that's why government works at various levels to administer smoothly against some problems and difficulties. Now we know that capital is at Delhi, but do we go for every problem to Delhi? Like, do we go there daily? Or various levels of government are implemented for that purpose. Local self-government, state government, and central government work in the democratic system of governance. So, it is divided by various levels. First level, local self-government. The government which takes the charge of village or city. We have the gram panchayats or municipality as well, but local government, it takes the charge of village or city. State government, that takes the charge of entire state. And central government, which takes the charge of entire nation. Government is necessary at various levels. We studied these levels. Now government is necessary at all these levels. Now do you think whether there should be a flyover or a new road should be constructed near Gandhi Chowk? All these decisions will be taken in Delhi by the Prime Minister there? No. So at various levels government is there and it is necessary. These ways of governance are very useful for formation and implementation of rules. Due to this diversity, at different level, it's needed to form rules and also for the implementation of those rules. We have learned about government and its various levels. Just now, the local government, state government and central government. We studied about how it works at various levels. These levels are useful for development and maintenance of law and order. When individual body is allocated for particular region, we can make sure that law and order is maintained. If a government body is there in that town or at that place, it makes sure that development and maintenance of law is there. Democratic system has been adopted in our country. We know that our country is a country of democracy. In the context of government and governance, depending on its structure, variations are seen in governance system. So we know that in our country we have democracy. Democracy not just for namesake, but that's because of the way we elect our president. And there is various bodies which take care of all these things. Not that the elected representatives can also do what they want, but all those things define that we have a democratic system. But in other countries of the world, there are various other systems. So let's study about that. Types of government. Our country has democratic system of governance. All the countries in the world do not have democratic system. Let us understand the types of government found in the various systems operating in countries around the world. Now we have democracy, but other countries of the world do not have the same method. So what are the other types of governments which are found in countries? They are democratic government, communist government, and monarchy. Let's start with democratic government. Democratic government. Now we know most of the things about democratic government because we have studied about the government of our country, but it is applied in various other countries as well, so certain differences can be seen. So let's just study the basic concepts which are included in democratic government. In this system of government, people elect their representatives through voting. We know that elections are held and people vote to decide who will be the representative. The government is formed by the winning candidates, people, representatives who got the majority of the votes. They form the government. Government functions keeping the public in the center in the democracy. All the forms, all the reformations, all the making of laws, all the constructions, policies, all that is done keeping the public in the center, keeping the public in the mind. Government works for the public. Local government, state government, and central government are formed through the election. Government which operates at various levels. So, elections are also held at various levels, and that government is formed through the election. In some countries, chief minister or a prime minister is elected by the elected representative in democracy. In some countries, chief minister for state level or prime minister for national level. He is elected by the elected representatives in the democracy. The representatives whom we chose, they elect the chief minister or prime minister. In some countries of the world, presidential democracy is seen. Presidential democracy, like for an example, United States has presidential democracy. In India, there is a parliamentary democracy where not just election is not held, but the party which had the majority winning candidates, they choose one representative. They have a chief operating executive. It is said for democracy that government is run by the people directly or indirectly through election. Now, we chose our representatives and they are running the government. So, indirectly, it is done by us. The people are running the government. There is no alternative of democracy for protection and promotion of human rights. In democracy, human rights, the protection and promotion of human rights, that's the main characteristics. There is no other option than to follow it. Thus, democratic government is very important for the all-round development and rights of the people. Now, if the people need to be developed, if they need to be taken care, democratic government is very important. In democratic government, people play an important role. They are more important. Government also works for the people. Government is working, but government is not just working for particular individual. Government also works for the people. The tenure of elected government in our country is 5 years. The government which we have elected, it works, it operates for 5 years. After that, again elections are held and we form a new government. The examples of countries which have democratic government. India, we know that ours has democratic government. But besides that, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, United States, etc. and many other countries have democratic government. Next, we have communist government. The type of government we have in China. The basic concept of communist government is that it believes in a classless society. We have certain class. We have upper class, middle class, lower class, or various. That division should not be there. The importance of equality and similarity is given to all. In the communist government, the importance of equality and similarity, that everyone is equal and they all are similar, that importance is given to all. The government working or operating on the basis of communism manages the system of governance on the basis of equality and similarity. Now, certain rules and regulations are divided as per the people, but in communist government, it works, the management is done on the basis of equality and similarity, that everyone is equal and they all are similar. In many countries of the world, government working on the ideology of communism is seen. Certain countries in the world still have the communist government. In some countries of the world, communist government is formed through election. Their representative is chosen by election. There are many examples of some rulers forming a government based on communist ideology and becoming the sole ruler in the long run. Now, certain countries who had monarchy, but they formed government based on communist ideology, on the ideology that everyone is same, and they became the sole ruler in the long run. Now, if there is government, the representative changes after some fixed tenure, but they formed the government on communist ideology and became the sole ruler. They themselves will be the ruler in the long run. The administration and governance is done considering economical, ideological, and intellectual equality among workers, laborers, and exploited people. All that thing that is carried out, all that work that is done considering economical, ideological, and intellectual equality. Now, if we know that we see that two persons do not have intellectual equality, they do not have economic equality, and their ideology is also not same. But in communist government, all that thing is considered that everybody is equal. They have intellectual equality, they have economic equality, and they have ideological equality. That everybody is equal. The workers, laborers, or exploited people, they all are equal, and accordingly their administration is done. Today, some rulers who rule individually or forcibly have left communism and adopted monarchy or dictatorship. Some rulers who had started the communist government, but they have left communism and started monarchy or dictatorship. Monarchy, like they are the ruler, everybody else is equal, but I am above them. So what he says is final and he decides the terms. For example, in China, a person was elected and then he made the rule that I'll be the ruler till I die. So that is not logical, but that's the type of government they have. And they have adopted monarchy, like a king is ruling the country, or dictatorship. Dictatorship, Hitler is to be known the dictator, tyranny kind of thing. What happens there that no other political party can challenge him, or the public does not have the right. It's always about what the ruler is saying. the media or other features, all that is under him, and they all have to do as per the ruler. Communist ideology is known in the world as the leftist ideology or Daberi ideology. In Gujarati, left means Dabu, so leftist ideology means Daberi ideology. Now, if we think about communist ideology or the communist government, it's good on papers that everybody is equal, but practically various countries are not successful following this. The people are not that motivated, but still communist government is found in certain countries like China, which is called People's Republic of China, Cuba, Republic of Cuba, in North Korea and Laos, and very few countries have the communist government. Monarchy. Now, we have studied about monarchy when we are studying about the types of political states, and there we studied about the republics and monarchy. Now, that was 5,000 years ago, but even today, monarchy is sin. In this type of government, any one person governs or rules as a ruler. That king or queen is monarch and he rules the country. Generally, the title of ruler is inherited. Inherited means you get it by birth, the title of ruler. When the present king or queen dies, the next in line, the successor, the heir or the child of the king or queen, they get to be the ruler just by that. Today, monarchy is seen in some countries of the world. There are certain countries which still have monarchy. At some places in monarchy, elections are held for namesake. Now, there is a government, people are electing, they are choosing their representative, but ultimately the monarch has the rights. So that way government is also working, but it is for namesake. In monarchy, the ruler takes the decisions keeping himself in the center. Now, he is the king or she is the queen. The decisions are not taken keeping the public in mind, but they do it for themselves. The decision taken by one person here is considered the final. Now, if certain decisions are taken in democratic government, people can fight against it. If they do not think that this is right, they can question it. But in monarchy, the decision taken by one person, that is considered final. Emphasis is placed on the well-being and convenience of ruler rather than people. In democracy, people were the center, but in monarchy, the ruler is in center. Examples of countries which still have monarchy: Oman, Saudi Arabia, Vatican City, United Kingdom, etc. Various other countries are also there, but the level of monarchy differs. We will keep today's class till here and continue with the next part in the next video. Read the chapter once again, and if you have many questions, I know you guys, you used to ask lots of questions, but I will still say that this is the basic introduction of the types of governments. You may be knowing few things based on the news that we watch, but or the conversation that your elders have. But right now, this is the basic information that you need to have about the types of government, and we'll continue with in this chapter in the next class.